Welcome in a good day after the show.
Exclusively on WTOL 11 Plus.
I guess I could take this off just for the next few minutes, okay?
Oh, if you get cold, you can put it back on.
Okay, I will. I have my gloves on already, but we're outside.
Yeah.
We're talking Good Day Garden.
We are, even though it is cold, we are. Everybody's really wanting to get their hands dirty, and we already did. We got things started with Zach Edwards from Black Diamond earlier on Good Day. You helped us get some cold weather crops in here. So we have broccoli and Brussels sprouts and lettuce. So we're getting started.
Yeah.
We are.
I'm
Just
excited.
everything that you need.
Yeah.
We got a few more types of we got the salad blend. We can still stick in there too if you want.
Okay.
That way we got your butter crunch, we got your romaine. It's definitely your three most popular types that you get from the grocery store, but just right in your own garden.
And Zach, you were telling us right now these crops are A-okay, even though it does not feel like spring.
Correct. Yes. We don't need it to be this cold, but now till about Mother's Day, right around the mid-May, that frost-free date, you want to make sure that you're doing things that can take a light frost. Just like pansies are a good flower right now, for a little bit of light frost for these cool mornings. Because we know even if it gets up to 60s, 70s in April, which is nice, we like it. That's the weather we want. We know at night it cools back down and you get that touch of frost on the lawn. And in your windshield maybe a little bit. And these are the kind of crops that can handle it. And then tomatoes, peppers, we're still about a month away or so.
Okay, we still have a little while, but you're getting ready.
Yes.
Yes, we're getting ready for that.
I wanted to make sure you guys knew that we're thinking spring.
I'm
We're thinking
so
those
excited.
tomatoes and peppers because I know everybody's asking about them. So we're going to give you a little bit bigger bed, more bumper crop, our favorite compost on the top here. Kind of a more plain, ordinary topsoil underneath, and then did some nice layers of thick cardboard underneath because we just went right on top of the grass. We didn't need to kill the grass first or anything, but we did do a nice layer of biodegradable cardboard. That way it just rots underneath with the moisture. So plenty of room for some of those bigger tomato plants, your big cherry tomato that produces a lot of little baby cherries, but it's a big old plant.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to that.
So Zach, is this something you see often when folks start a garden and then things just kind of explode year after year and they need more room?
I think when they get the bug, and then a little bit of encouragement from me, yes, this is how we do it. Because I've got 9 of these at my house, but I started with 3.
Okay.
Wow.
So that's how it happens.
Yeah, and I have loved to see the expansion of our garden here because, and I also love how I pick them in the afternoon or whenever, and I bring them in the newsroom, and everybody is just excited to grab some, and everything is delicious. We added the herb box last year that Tim behind the camera made with some spare wood that we had hanging around. And Zach, I wanted to point this out over here. You told us to keep the chives in there. Because they're pretty strong.
Yep. Baked
Look at
potatoes year round.
Gonna eat it.
Green, healthy.
Oh, there you go.
Little oniony.
Chives, yum.
From garden to skip the table.
Just skip the table.
Just skip the table. Just go ahead and start eating. So, Zach, for you, as you look ahead to this season, what are you looking forward to the most when it comes to what you're personally planting?
Oh, personally, what I'm planting, I would say that I'm always excited for my Brussels sprouts, like we just did today. I'm going to try to do a better job of cucumbers at my house, and we're going to do a better job on cucumbers here.
Okay.
And then, you know what? At our new store in Waterville, we planted our pumpkin patch, so you actually plant pumpkins in June.
Really?
So if I got to say my personal favorite, I'm excited to get the pumpkins planted, even though it's all the way till fall, but that's what gardening's all about, planning ahead.
Cool.
Yeah, looking ahead.
Yeah,
Okay.
you mentioned we had some issues with the cucumbers last year. We had bugs, we had animals, we had all the things.
Yes.
What are we going to do this year to mitigate that?
I always recommend equal parts diligence and persistent. You got to be as persistent as the critters that are going after you, because they don't go away. It's 24/7. That's all they think about is eating and eating again.
Me,
So
too.
Nothing wrong with that.
familiar.
Yeah. So over here, we're going to put. Cucumbers are going to go right over here, right?
Yeah, we're going to try to get the cucumbers growing up over this arbor again. Maybe we'll just let one thrive, and we're just going to have to stay on top of it's your mildew that really gets a lot of your squashes and your cucumbers. They get that big leaf on them, and then once we start to get that sticky, wet, stagnant air, the mildew just forms. So there's ways to stay ahead of that. and really just push the plant to its maximum to give us as many good cucumbers as we can get.
Okay.
Yeah,
we need that for our salads, right?
Yes, we do. We need the cucumbers for the salads. We'll have the tomatoes
Mm-hmm.
over here with some peppers. What kind of peppers do you think? We'll do some peppers.
I mean, we're definitely going to do some bell peppers. We'll do some jalapenos.
Okay,
We won't do a ghost pepper.
Not again.
We'll make sure we don't give anybody a lot of hot sweaty feelings just because they're hungry.
But we needed the ghost pepper for the groundhog last year.
Yes.
Just saying.
That poor
He
groundhog.
didn't touch that, guaranteed.
Yeah, I actually don't feel that bad for the groundhog because he destroyed a lot of things. So, okay, we're looking forward to it, Zach. We'll see you again probably in a few weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, a month.
We'll be back.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
We'll get the rest of it going. In the meantime, we'll watch these little babies over here
Yeah,
grow.
watch them grow. Yeah, we'll get our
Absolutely.
hands dirty. And we're going to take a break. But when we come back, we got an opportunity to talk to someone pretty famous this week.
And funny.
Extremely funny.
Very, very funny.
Maybe some of those jokes belong right here on Good Day After the Show.
After the show, more appropriate for that. So we're gonna show you it again if you missed it, but also talk about Bruce Vilanch, who we interviewed yesterday on Good Day. Stay with us. He's an actor, writer, comedian, and is appearing at the main branch of the Toledo Lucas County Public Library tonight. Bruce Vilanch joins us this morning. Good to see you.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Thanks for being here. Sorry, I'm
Thank
waking you up.
That's okay. I wore red because I've come alive.
Yeah, love it,
Exactly.
love it.
After you, and I'm looking. I have so many chins. Good Lord.
It's personality.
I look like something that they float at Macy's parade.
I think you look fantastic.
Well, yeah, thank you.
And
Yourself as well.
Thank you. Accessorized very well. Hey, so you wrote a book.
I did. It came about because of COVID, and I was on a lot of podcasts. And these kids who were much younger than I am were asking me about shows I wrote on television in the 70s, the Star Wars Holiday Special, the Brady Bunch Variety Hour, the Paul Lynde Halloween Special. I mean, they live in infamy. And we, when we did them, we thought nothing about it because it was a weird era. And anybody who tells you they remember the 70s wasn't there. Clouds of smoke in each of these rooms. So I was kind of stunned that they remembered them, and they said, well, they'd seen them on the internet. And then I realized that thanks to the internet, you can't bury anything in a deep enough grave. It just bubbles up to haunt you. And when they said, how did these things happen? I said, well, it seemed like a bad idea at the time, but I went ahead and did it because, they all start as bad ideas, and then you say, well, that's a terrible idea. How much am I getting?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
There's a way I could make this work. I think there's a way I could absolutely make this work.
So, Bruce, those are some of the flops you just mentioned, but you've had plenty of success. You've been able to write for so many comedians, so many awards.
Well, I won 2 Emmys. We wrote 25 Oscar shows. I worked with the goddess here, with Whoopi. I tell people I was on Hollywood Squares to the left of Whoopi, if that's possible. And I was just on The View flogging this book. But I did. I got to write for, and 20 years ago, actually, they made a movie about me and all these people I worked with called Get Bruce, which was produced by Harvey Weinstein, who never laid a hand on me. Hashtag, why not me?
This
will never be answered, I fear. But so, and Robin Williams and Billy Crystal and Whoopi and Bette Midler, who I started with, actually, is my very first. They all kind of deconstructed themselves. So the book is about how all these things happen. All these kids on the internet would ask me, how did this happen? Who said yes? And have they paid their debt to society?
Oh, my goodness.
Because they're fun bad now when you look at them.
Yeah, now when you look back at it.
And if you watch them with the chemical additives that many of us were writing them, but it wasn't. I said that, and then I read a review that said, Vilanch, who admits to copious drug abuse. I said, no, it wasn't copious.
Like you said, it was the 70s.
I used to say Carrie Fisher and I on the Star Wars show were snorting the sweet and low, but that's not true. I wasn't. But that's... everybody was sort of half-baked at the time, especially in Hollywood.
It's legal now.
Well, it's all legal now.
Yeah, you're in Ohio.
You can make up a condition for which you need medicinal help. Yeah, exactly right. I'm sorry, I have a hangnail. I must give me a doob.
Need some pain relief.
That's right. Yeah.
Pain relief. So you're going to talk about all of this tonight at the library.
At the library, if you can believe it, the Toledo Public Library. So I'm going to talk about it and meet people and sign some books and carry on.
Yeah, it won't be quiet in the library. talking to you about this?
Right.
I think it'll be raucous with any luck. It'll be hope. I mean, I went to The Ohio State University.
Did you?
So yes, and I had friends in Toledo, but a long time ago. But I was here once a long time ago. But again, there was a lot of partying.
Always a party around you,
a great deal of partying.
So will folks get an opportunity to ask you any questions, or are you just speaking?
Oh
and just
yeah, they'll
talking
ask. Sure, there'll be Q&A and no holds barred.
Okay.
And which will be always fun because they come out of left field. I mean, one of the guys here recognized me from a TV movie I did in 1988 called It Nearly Wasn't Christmas, where I played Santa's biggest elf. He was the elf who accidentally ingested steroids, and his name was Philpott. And Charles Durning played Santa Claus. And we shot the whole thing in Utah and on ski slopes. It was insane. And for years, it was a big Christmas movie. I mean, but that was before HBO and then Netflix, and all the old stuff has gotten kind of elbowed out of the market.
Well, now we got to bring it back.
Yeah.
Now, I'm available, and we can start the campaign now because it's April, and you can't start Christmas too soon.
No, not these days. That's for sure.
So you've been able to write for so many people, Bruce. So who's your favorite?
Well, if I didn't say Bette Midler, I'd probably, she'd have a squad come after me, and do my makeup, probably something like that. But I started with her in Chicago in the early '70s. So over the years, she's been my favorite. But they're all. I mean, I like them all. They're all fun and crazy. And on squares, we would have 9 of us up there. And so if one person misbehaved, there were 8 other people going, "Girl." Roseanne, clean up your act. So it was. I enjoy all of them.
Yeah, when you get all
even the nutty ones.
Even the nutty ones.
Yeah.
Not you.
Not me.
No.
No. I look nutty, but I'm
Not really.
No, but I'm ridiculous. I'm as serious as Vladimir Putin's to-do list.
I can hear laughter, by the way.
Oh, this is great.
Through the
Is
building.
it echoing through the hall
this is
of
great.
WPOL?
You can stay the whole hour.
Right? I know. It's just
No,
like
you got 2 fighters in the green room. I was sitting between them, and I thought, what's
You
wrong
were
with
sitting
this picture?
between them.
What is wrong with this picture? I got these 2 gigantic guys, and I'm in the middle of it going, I will spar with either of you, but it won't end well.
I know we're a little worried about that too. How has this tour been for you, though, for the book?
Oh, it's been great. It's been fun. It's been really fun. I've seen a lot of people, from the old days who I knew, but it's fun that there's people interested in this. I mean, one of the things that the internet has done is it's opened the world to a lot of people who had no access to stuff that went before. And so much of it is narcissism central, where it's all about me and my opinion, unfiltered. And they're discovering things that happened before they were around. And I mean, I happen to be, I'm lucky because they're genuinely inquisitive about the kind of stuff that I did. And so it's all a product of a certain kind of TV that's gone away because it used to be broadcasting and now it's narrowcasting, and you guys know that.
Yeah.
So you don't have to satisfy every demographic. You don't have to have a country music hoedown in the middle of a Paul Lynde Halloween special. The sponsors dictated that. We'll lose the Midwest if we don't put something in that the red states will
a little
like.
something for everyone. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, it's that niche that people.
No, it's very, very niche.
In 50 years of this for you, how have things changed, would you say?
Well, they changed in that you're now writing for a specific thing, and it used to be you were writing for the whole a nation of people who would make appointments to sit to watch. I mean, it goes as far back as the Ed Sullivan Show when I was a kid, where if you wanted to see the Beatles, that you had to sit down 8 o'clock on a Sunday night to watch it. If you wanted to see Elvis on TV, you had to sit down and watch it at that hour, and that doesn't exist anymore. There are very few things. Super Bowl is the biggest one, of course, where I am I'm mistaken for Travis Kelce's mother.
It's the glasses.
The glasses. It's the hair, and I think it's the rack.
I wish we had a side by side.
People call me saying, "Dude, what are you doing in a box at the Super Bowl with Taylor Swift?" And so I tuned in and I said, "Oh my God, it's me. It's my doppelganger." I'm waiting for her to call saying, "Get off my cloud."
Oh my goodness.
Have you met Taylor Swift?
Yes, I've met Taylor Swift.
Wow.
Much younger. When she was going with somebody, which is no surprise. She was going with a friend of mine, and we all had dinner. And she was charming and wonderful. And,
Oh, nice.
And then she wrote "Shake It Off," or "Calm Down" and "Shake It Off," which are my two favorite things because, I mean, everybody needs to calm down.
Right.
She's not wrong.
She's not wrong.
No.
Well, Bruce is at the library today here in downtown Toledo, but in the meantime, get the book. I'm
Please
guessing
do.
you could buy it anywhere. Yeah?
Yeah, it's available online. It's available at stores. I love people go to stores to buy them. I was at a little bookstore in Detroit yesterday. It's like, they're all hanging on, but there are people there buying stuff.
That's awesome.
They like that. They don't want to deal, a lot of people don't want to deal with the big conglomerates online.
So go buy it at your local shop.
Yep.
Pleasure to meet you. Thank you for being here
What a
today.
treat. This is fun.
Thanks
for making us laugh today.
We appreciate it.
We
Really,
appreciate
thanks for
it.
waking me up.
We'll be back with more Good Day in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back into Good Day after the show. So we hope you enjoy seeing that interview again because we did as well.
We did. It was so fun to have him. But we had to do the side by side because he was talking about how people are mistaking him for Travis Kelce's mom. So here's the side by side. What do you think, everybody? Sorry, it's out of focus. There we go.
I don't want to say.
He's pleading the fifth, keeping his mouth shut. I kind of see it.
Okay. All right. Well, you said it.
It's the glasses and the haircut.
I'll tell you this. The Harvey Weinstein joke was,
I was getting a little nervous there.
I did too. And he went all in. He just went there.
He did. Well, then he later said that Taylor Swift is right, that we need to just calm down and shake it off.
We do. He's not wrong. We need to take some jokes.
Take some jokes.
And they're good.
Laugh it off.
Jokes are good in good taste. So.
Yes.
Yeah, that was fun because,
fun.
we were talking about before some of the famous people that we've met. So it's nice that we can check another one off.
Oh, and we took a picture.
We took a photo, so finally.
So you have the picture.
There's photo proof of this.
There's proof.
Because there's so many people I haven't taken photos with. So that was good. That was cool.
Yeah, just to follow up on our chat on Good Day After the Show last week. So lots of fun. Big thanks to Bruce, too, for coming because he's kind of a big deal. He was on The View like a week before he was here.
So Whoopi got a chance to interview him, and
so did we.
We did too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I liked
really
that
nice.
joke too, and he was like, I was on Hollywood Squares. I was to the left of Whoopi, if that's even possible. I thought that one was funny too.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of fun. Hey, we're gonna have lots of fun on Good Day next week as well.
So looking forward to that, and hopefully you have a great weekend. And just as a reminder,
Yes.
Good Day will only be streaming right here on WTOL 11 Plus on Monday because Gayle King is going to space.
Yes, so CBS will have special coverage here on Channel 11. So you turn your TV on, you're going to see that. If you want to see us, please download the app, the WTOL 11 Plus app, so you can watch your local content here. We'd appreciate that.
Yeah, so if you have the app, you're watching us right now.
Yeah.
Or if you're on YouTube and you don't have the app, make sure you download the app so you can see us on Monday.
Please do so. It's an easy download and it's free. Also next week on Good Day, we're doing something fun with the Hayes Presidential Center. It's the Easter egg roll time. It's a White House tradition. We're going to do it here in Fremont, and we're going to talk about that on Good Day.
Yeah, and on Thursday, some Nancy Drew fun. So
Billy Benson.
always really good to highlight that.
Toledo connection there.
Indeed.
Yes. Thanks for joining us here, though, on Good Day After the Show.
Yeah, have a good day.
Have a great weekend, everybody.